Kabbalah. Among the most profound systems of esoteric philosophy is the Jewish mystical tradition known as Kabbalah. Emerging in medieval Spain and Provence around the 12th century, its roots reach even deeper to ancient Jewish mysticism and the visionary writings of the Merkabah, the chariot mystics of early centuries. Kabbalah seeks to explain how the infinite divine, the Ein Sof, manifests the finite universe. Central to its teachings is the Tree of Life, a symbolic map of creation and consciousness composed of 10 sephiroth, or emanations. Each sephirah represents a divine attribute: wisdom, understanding, beauty, mercy, power, all reflections of the infinite. To the Kabbalist, the tree is not only a model of the cosmos but also of the self. Through meditation, prayer, and contemplation of sacred names, the initiate ascends the tree, moving from the material toward the spiritual, from multiplicity toward unity. Over centuries, Kabbalistic thought influenced Christian mystics, Renaissance philosophers, and later occult orders like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Its language, rich in number, symbol, and metaphor, continues to shape the modern understanding of spiritual ascent and divine interconnectedness. Rosicrucianism. In the 17th century, Europe was stirred by the mysterious appearance of three anonymous manifestos: the Fama Fraternitatis, the Confessio Fraternitatis, and the chemical wedding of Christian Rosencreutz. They told the story of a secret brotherhood, the Rosicrucians, dedicated to divine wisdom, healing, and the reformation of human knowledge. The Rosicrucians blended esoteric Christianity, hermeticism, and alchemy into a single spiritual philosophy. Their alchemy, however, was not about turning lead into gold, but transforming the soul itself. To them, the philosopher's stone symbolized enlightenment, the purified spirit, freed from ignorance. The figure of Christian Rosencreutz, their mythical founder, represented the initiate who journeys through trials, studies the hidden sciences, and emerges as a bringer of light. Though their original order may never have truly existed, Rosicrucian ideas ignited a powerful movement. They inspired later groups like the Freemasons and the Theosophists, linking spirituality, science, and art into one unified vision of truth. Mysticism. Mysticism transcends religion. It is the beating heart of all spiritual traditions. It is not about belief, but direct experience, a communion between the human and the divine. In Christianity, mystics like Meister Eckhart and Saint John of the Cross describe the soul's union with God through love and inner silence. In Sufism, poets like Rumi spoke of divine ecstasy, the annihilation of the self in the beloved. In Eastern traditions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, mysticism takes the form of self-realization, the discovery that the divine is not outside us but within. Despite their different languages and symbols, all mystics share a single insight, that enlightenment is not something gained but something remembered. The divine spark is already present, the path is simply to uncover it. Tarot. The tarot is one of the most enduring symbolic systems in the Western esoteric tradition. Although its origins lie in Renaissance-era playing cards, the tarot evolved into a spiritual map, a mirror of consciousness and destiny. The 78 cards divided into the major and minor arcana reflect the journey of the soul. The fool begins his path in innocence and ignorance, passing through trials, revelations, and transformations until he reaches the world, completion and unity. For occultists and mystics, the tarot is not a fortune-telling tool but a book of symbols, a visual scripture. Each card embodies an archetype, a lesson in the dance between spirit and matter. The 22 major arcana correspond to the 22 paths of the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, creating a bridge between the mystical and the psychological. Through meditation or ritual, the tarot becomes a tool of insight, a way to explore the subconscious and the divine simultaneously. Sacred geometry. Across the ancient world, in temples, pyramids, and cathedrals, a silent language was built into stone, the language of sacred geometry. It is the study of divine proportion, the hidden mathematics of creation. From the spiraling galaxies to the nautilus shell, from snowflakes to the human body, geometry reveals a cosmic order woven through all forms of life. The ancients believed that to understand geometry was to glimpse the mind of the Creator. The Egyptians aligned their pyramids to the stars. The Greeks studied Platonic solids, believing them to be the building blocks of the universe, and Gothic architects encoded the golden ratio into their cathedrals, transforming mathematics into prayer. To the esoteric initiate, these patterns are not abstract. They are symbols of the relationship between the macrocosm and the microcosm, the universe and the soul. In sacred geometry, number becomes spirit, and form becomes revelation. Transcendentalism. In the 19th century, as the modern world industrialized, a new wave of esoteric thought arose in the West. Transcendentalism. Thinkers like Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau sought a spirituality that united reason, intuition, and nature. Drawing from the Upanishads, Buddhism, and Western mysticism, they taught that the divine could be found not in churches but in the human spirit and the natural world. For the Transcendentalists, to know God was to know oneself, to recognize that the Oversoul, the universal spirit, moves through all living things. Their writings helped inspire later movements in psychology, metaphysics, and the New Age, modern echoes of the same ancient longing for direct contact with the divine.